Thanks. Welcome to another product review. Today we're going to be looking at the Canon's mirrorless full frame camera, the EOS RP. One of these. Charger for charging one of these babies. We also have strap. Very nice. Very nice Canon strap for strapping. And we have the RP, the EOS RP. Let's talk about it. It's a lot slimmer than most DSLRs that I've worked with and or seen. Feels quality, you know, feels real heavy duty and durable and strong and nice. Let's take off the cap and just look at that. Full frame sensor. Kind of the main reason I got this camera was for the full frame sensor and the fact that I can shoot 4K video. So let me tell you a little story. So before I was gonna get this EOS RP, in fact I wasn't planning on getting this at all. I got this the day I saw it. But before that I was planning to get the 6D Mark II. I've been using DSLRs with the cropped sensors, but it was holding me back a little bit because of a few reasons. First of all, a cropped sensor size means a smaller sensor size, which means it can't take in as much light as a full frame sensor. The bigger the size, the more light it can take in, and therefore the more information it can get in. Now, what that means to me is that it has better dynamic range. If you're shooting indoors or at night, you can get all those shadows without having to boost your ISO and getting grainy picture quality. Full frame sensor, check. The same day I was actually going to Best Buy to buy the 6D Mark II, I saw this and I thought, never seen this before, what is that? To my surprise, this is a full frame mirrorless camera, and I also threw in this as a promotion. And what this is the mount adapter EF to EOS R. And basically what that means is that since you have a full frame cropped sensor, that doesn't make any sense, since you have a full frame sensor, this part is bigger. But you get the adapter for free, you put this on here, now you can still use all your old lenses. Otherwise, those things are like 300 bucks or something. And since it's mirrorless, it's a lot smaller and compact than most full frame cameras. The EOS RP is the way to go. Anyway, I'm gonna take some side-by-side photos and video. Let's just see what this camera can do. Okay, so there's a couple things I completely forgot to mention that I only realized after I was using the camera. First, the amount of picture captured within the frame. With those shots that you just saw, I used my SL2 and the EOS RP within the relatively same location. I would get the shot with the RP, and then I would switch the camera, switch the lens, and then take the same shot with the SL2 in the exact same position. And as you can see, I got way more picture within the frame with the full frame RP. 2, those pictures were straight out of camera. The EOS RP just looks beautiful. It's all 1080p, but I feel like the 1080p quality was actually better in the full framed camera, which makes sense because with the full frame, more information, more detail, more color, more dynamic range. It just looked beautifuler. 3, noise reduction. With the last shots, I boosted the ISO to 3200 to 6400 because sometimes you're gonna find yourself in low light situations, you're gonna have to boost the ISO. And back in the day when I was using APS-C cropped sensors, boosting the ISO is the last thing you wanted to do. You wanted to just light the situation. But like I said, sometimes you're in a low light situation, you gotta boost the ISO. And just to see your image, you're also gonna see a lot of noise and grain. With the RP, boosted the ISO to 3200 to 6400, and the image is clean as a whistle. Not clean as a whistle, but much less noisy. Those 3 things already is huge. It makes a world of a difference when you're shooting in the field, shooting things for fun. I'm just really happy to have moved on to the full frame scene. So the only downfall is basically that a lot of your older EFS lenses won't work on the full frame camera. Let me restate that. They'll work, but not 1080p. So if you put an EFS lens on a full frame camera, what you'll find is the full frame camera won't be able to shoot with that lens in 1080p. It'll be able to shoot in 720 because it's already a smaller frame. And with this RP, I can shoot in 4K because when you switch to the 4K mode, it also crops. So you can shoot 4K and you can shoot 720 with the EFS lenses, but you can't shoot 1080p because 1080p is that huge frame. But since the EFS lens has a smaller circle, with the full frame camera, what you would see if it was able to comprehend the EFS lens would be a big black square with a little circle of picture with a lot of black space. So they just make it unavailable. The actual 1080p mode is just like grayed out and you can't even select it when you have an EFS lens attached to the full frame. I mean, my 50mm and all my other EF lenses do work with a full frame, but it looks like from here on out I'm gonna have to get EF only lenses, which I don't mind because it's just stepping up in the game, right? I'm gonna have better quality images, better lenses, and besides that only downfall, it's worth the investment. I highly recommend if you want to take the next step up into the full frame category of DSLRs and digital filmmaking and you want to get a 6D Mark II, consider the EOS RP. Unlike the 6D Mark II, the EOS RP shoots in 4K and it's also skinnier, lighter weight, less bulky, and just all around amazing. So with that being said, I hope I covered anything that maybe you were thinking about when considering the RP. If I did, then good. If I didn't, ask me a question in the comments below. That's all I got for today's review. I hope you enjoyed. Please consider subscribing and liking and commenting. And until next time, I'll see you next time.